What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. The other day, popular YouTuber Chrissy made a video called What Swirling Black Women Can Learn from Ebony K. Williams. And let me just tell you this. This is Chrissy, I've seen her change her entire platform from being a person that is very pro-black to a person who is, I wouldn't call her pro-swirl, but she definitely doesn't mind it now. And one of the things that's very interesting about Chrissy is she's a colorism activist. As a dark-skinned black woman, I've never seen her. I've seen photos of who I felt she was by someone else. But she's into colorism. She's talking about dark-skinned black women and the discrimination that they face. This is very important. I'm gonna come back to that point later. But what she's dealing with today is the fact that Ebony K. Williams was married or was engaged to a white man, and she has these pro-black talking points. What I'd like to do is play the excerpt here that I'm dealing with, and I'm gonna come back.
So I just did a live stream on the Ebony K. Williams, Iyanla Vanzant interview. I won't be repeating a lot of what I said in that video, so if you haven't seen it and you want to hear my thoughts, go check it out. In this video, I want to give some quick additional thoughts on the conversation about Ebony's ex-fiance, who is a white man. And I want to talk about how the fake pro-blacks and hoteps are using her relationship with him to invalidate her pro-blackness. And I want to use this situation to give some advice to black women who are in interracial relationships or want to be. So after Ebony told Iyanla that she would only date a bus driver if he owned the bus, and she got dragged all over the internet by black people, especially black men, she took the pro-black angle in her response to the backlash, and she basically said that she believes in black liberation and the excellence of black men, and average is not good enough for her, and she doesn't believe it's good enough for the collective of black people. And she also said that black Americans have been conditioned by white supremacy to accept being in the permanent underclass, and she said that she has dedicated her life to the liberation of black people. She apparently wrote an entire book about it. And she not only shared these sentiments on her platform on The Griot, but on The Breakfast Club as well. And this, of course, caused black men to have even more of a meltdown than they already were having. And like I said in the last video, this whole conversation is just ridiculous to me, considering the fact that black men are the main ones defending their right to have a preference, and how they consistently show and say to black women in the worst ways that black women aren't good enough for them. They also have a checklist of superficial criteria for women that they're dating. But the minute they aren't the preference of a black woman, especially if the woman is their type phenotypically like Ebony, then suddenly she should choose solely based on character, and nothing else should matter when dating a person. Finances shouldn't matter. And if she dares to prioritize money when choosing who to date, the entire community will go ballistic. Yet the same community constantly tells black women they should choose better. But when black women actually do that or attempt to do that, then our standards are too high. It really is sick the way this community sends all of these mixed messages to black women and girls. And honestly, that is why I do these videos, to put a different narrative out there. So after Ebony's response, DJ Envy, Umar Johnson, and many other black men and their female pygmies questioned how Ebony could be so pro-black and for the liberation of black people and black men if her last relationship was with a white man. And, I find that quite interesting, because anytime we as black women have brought up how black men, from civil rights activists to pro-black philanthropists to today's pro-black public figures, whenever we've pointed out that many of them talk black and sleep white or with non-black women, we've always been told that who these supposed pro-black men sleep with doesn't matter. And the only thing that matters is how they serve and contribute to the black community. Black women have been told literally for decades that it's possible for black men to date, to marry, to procreate with white women and non-black women, and still very much be pro-Black and fight for the liberation of Black people. Yet when it's a Black woman who dates or marries interracially, suddenly it's not possible to do both.
Now, let me just say this. There are a few points I think that are moderately okay, especially with some of the brothers in the civil rights, like are in the slavery struggle. She saw Cornel West has largely dated, white women. I've seen that. Frederick Douglass, yes, Sidney Poitier up there. That's Blacks in general, okay? For the most part, we all know that pro-Blacks, hardcore body pro-Blacks, do not accept interracial dating, period. Black men and pro-Blacks, those are very different things for the most part, okay? Cornel West himself in many communities will be ostracized for having a white wife. We all know that. Here's the question that I want to talk about. What are you going to say about Maya Angelou? Maya Angelou exclusively dated white men, married them, but Maya Angelou gets a lot of respect from pro-Blacks, even men. And I'm going to tell you why that is. Because a lot of pro-Black thought and support comes from Black women themselves. Pro-Blacks are not necessarily dominated by men. Now, men are the ones speaking, just like in the Black church and pastors. But what you're dealing with is a lot of pro-Blacks are funded by Black women, which means that Black women make the rules, usually, okay? And for most Black men that talk Black and sleep white, Black women give them hell. Let's talk about some of the atrocious things that certain sisters, not all, because to be fair, a lot of Black women were very supportive of Kobe Bryant's family. But when Kobe Bryant passed away, he wasn't even a pro-Black. He didn't even talk Black. What happened with that? Jamie Foxx, Damon John, Robert Smith. Robert Smith donated all that money to Morehouse. That wasn't good enough. You see, largely, Black men, especially if they are successful, they need to always deal with Black women. But here's the problem with this, Chrissy. Black men who are dating white women don't talk down on Black men. Now, she did say, I did address a bus driver if he owned the bus. That's fair. She said that. But see, Black men don't never say that because they know they're going to get canceled. And talking about Black women, could you date a BBW? Jamie Foxx, go. Oh, he could never say, I would never date a BBW. I never did a single mom. We know he can't say that because Ebony K. Williams knows that there is no clapback of her getting fired from the grill or whoever else. All Black men who date white women know they better not never come out and say nothing like Ebony A. Williams said. They know better. And we all know it. We all know it. Name the Black man who has a fiance that's white. Michael B. Jordan or Jonathan Majors. Can anybody of them talk down to Black women or talk to and let it be an encouraging word like she did? Oh, what if Jonathan Majors came out and said, you Black women need to do better. You Black women have too many kids. The obesity rate is to this, is to that. If that was the case, what would you say, Chrissy? You would be saying that he's hating on Black women. Wouldn't you say that? But Ebony K. Williams can say Black men need to do better. Oh, but see, the thing about Black men, when they date out white women, they are still cordial to Black women while dating white. Look at how Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors treated Angela Bassett when she took that L at the Oscars. Most Black men who date white women, and if they're entertainment, they're still kissing Black women's butts on cameras. First and foremost. And then, Chrissy, I have an issue with you as a colorism activist. You talk about how Black women are discriminated against, largely, okay? How then, if they are discriminated against, when they get with white men, what is the offspring going to look like? Is that kid going to look like you? But you want to help dark-skinned Black women do what? Become light-skinned Black women or Black men? Then when those Black men start dating those mulatto women that you're encouraging, you'll be also complaining about that. This is the reason why people in their arguments don't make a lot of sense. You see, again, Ebony K. Williams can come out and say what she said about blue-collar Black men, and I'm talking about her retorts to it, while dealing with a white man who she can't even keep that guy as a fiance. And again, if she was able to keep the fiance guy, we wouldn't have never talked about dating a blue-collar man that owned the bus because you would already be married. So why didn't you marry the white man? Because the white man saw something in her, he got away from her. That's why. And you cannot be pro-Black and sleep white. Nobody can respect that. I don't care who you are, man or woman. You cannot live this lifestyle and be lukewarm. That's why the old folk got a song in church. Said, Lord, I'm running, trying to make 100, 99 and a half, And just won't do. And in the pro-black community, we got too many lukewarm people. We have too many frauds. We have too many people that are doing that. I'm talking about hard bodies. Ebony K. Williams ain't no hard body pro-black. Can't be. Because black women would never excuse a black man who talks like her with a white wife. Wrote a whole book on black ownership with a white wife. Y'all would never accept that at all. And then when something happened to the white man abuse you, the first thing you're going to say is, why don't you black men protect me? So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all the do subscribe to the bell. We're out.